Hello, welcome to Change of Subject, a very pivotal topic in mathematics, science, accounting, banking, and almost all the spheres of life in business. To make a variable the subject means to allow the variable to stand alone at one side of the equation. Period. That's all about change of subject. So we are done. Yeah, so that's all. Allow the variable to stand at one side of the equation. Every equation has two sides, the left hand side and the right hand side, bordered by the equal sign. So make sure that variable mentioned stands alone at one side of the equation. Nothing on top, nothing down, nothing left, nothing right. That is all about change of subject, and very simple. So let's go through the steps. So here, if you are asked to make B the subject, you can see that this is the borderline, equal sign. There are two items here, B and negative C, sorry. And this side is what? A. So now A is a subject right now. So to make B the subject, you have to clear off C, cancel C, let it be alone. And there's work to do. So what do? I just carry this one to this side. Now, you know that when a term is crossing the border is the equal sign. It changes its sign. So negative becomes positive. That is what I've been done here. So it was carried to this side, the left-hand side, making B stand alone. Therefore, B the subject now. It's not so simple to do. Let's look at certain complex type and how to treat them. So simple. Now, there are four basic steps to follow, right, in orderly manner to make a variable the subject, right? So simple. The first thing is if there's a canopy, if there's something covering it, I call it canopy. Example is a root and power. Maybe there's a power 2, power 3, power 4, power 5, or there's cube root, square root, whatever, covering one side of the equation or covering what you want to make the subject. That is the first thing to clear off. That's the first thing. How we get a picture? Clear it off by introducing the opposite. Now, the opposite of power is root. Its corresponding root and vice versa. So that is all you are expected to do. So looking at this work, can you see? We are making B the subject. But B and C covered with what? A root, which is square root. So to clear it, you square here and square there. This square cancels that because they are enemies. They cancel each other, making this one free. After that, you can carry the C to the other side, as we have done here. B is the subject. So remove the canopy first. It's just like having a wedding. To have access to your wife, right, and obey the pastor according to the commandment he's going to give you. You understand? You open the veil. So as you open the veil, you have access. So that's the first thing that should come to your mind. Open the veil. Right? Open the what? The veil, which is a power or a root, by introducing the opposite. Okay? Good. Let's see the next thing to do. So after opening the veil, what do you do next? When you open the veil, check if the equation is fraction. If there's a fraction inside any of the terms, right? Find the LCM, multiply by each of the terms, right? Cancel out so they become linear before you can solve. Do you understand me? Make it linear. Find the LCM, multiply by each of the items, that's each of the terms. So let's see this example. Can you see over here? Right? This is the work. The denominators are 2, 5, and 10. So this equation is fraction. Right? It contains fraction. What is the LCM of 2, 5, and 10? You know it's 10. 2 can divide 10, 5 can divide 10, and 10 can divide itself. Therefore, it is so. So you pick it. So why did you pick 10? This will be applied somewhere. When you go to algebra, you apply algebra. This is a factor of 10. 5 is also a factor of 10. So they are embedded. 5 and 2 are embedded in 10. Therefore, you pick only 10 as the LCM. So you multiply the LCM by each of them. So you multiply by the first term, which is this, a over 2. Multiply by the second one multiply by the third one. You did for each of them. Now, 2 will divide 10 how many times? 5 times. 5 will divide 10 how many times? Twice. 10 will divide 10 how many times? Once. So you get 5a, you multiply 5a equal to 2b plus 1c, which is the same as what? C. And it brings us to this point. So finally, we get this to become linear. Then you continue with the journey. So 1, open the veil, power or root by introducing the opposite. Then make sure it's linear by finding the LCM. About the LCM, if some of the items are embedded in a bigger one, pick the bigger one. You are free. We apply it in algebra. Take notes. All right. Step 3, right? Step 3 is that if there's something adding up or subtracted from what you want to make the subject, take it to the opposite side and change its sign, which I did in the introduction. So example is the same thing here. You want B to be free or targeted to make B the subject. So what do? You take this one, take it to the side. The sign is positive. So when it comes here, it becomes negative. B is alone. That is third step. Right. This one is common to almost every student. So it's easy to remember and do it. That's step 1, open the veil. Step 2, make it fractional by getting the LCM applied to cancel out, make it linear. Step 3 is what we just said. Let's look at the next step. Good. The last but not least step, if there's something multiplying what you want to make the subject, you clear it off by dividing by each of the terms. Each of the terms. So for instance, look at this example. We are making pi the subject from here. This is pi that we want to make the subject. What is multiplying it? R squared. So divide here by R squared. Do the same for R squared for each of the terms. So this R squared cancels R squared, making pi standalone, as you can see over here. That is all. So these are the 4 main steps you are expected to follow. Open the veil. That one is easy to remember because you must have access. So if there's a power root, open it first by introducing the opposite. Then make it linear when it's fraction by finding the LCM, multiply by each other terms, cancel out, become linear. Then if there's something correct. These 4 steps work like magic. Obey it, go by it, and you're free. Let's see some examples of that. Good. Here you want to make R the subject. You say make R the subject in the relation V equals 1/3 pi R squared H. What formula is that? Volume of what? Volume of a cone. So when you watch mensuration video, you know why it is like that. I'll explain. It's not formula. It's just simple English and logic to give it that formula. It makes sense. Good. So, like I said, the first thing is to check if there's a veil or power covering the side we want to make the subject. Can you see that? There's a power though, but that power is on top of only R. It's on top of only R. So you clear it at the last point. Now, here there's no power. Here there's no power for the whole term or the whole side of the equation. So what we have to do is that we move to the next step. Is it fraction? Yes. What is the LCM? It's 3, because that's the only denominator. So multiply 3 by this, multiply 3 by the second term. Then this 3 cancels that 3, making you 3 times b or 3b equal to pi R squared H. Then continue your business. You get a picture? But you can say you can do cross multiplication because these are only 2 terms. I advise you, if they are only 2 terms, you can do so. So multiply this one by that, and multiply here by that. This over like over 1. Every term is over 1. So multiply 3 by b, making 3b, which we have here. Then 1 times 1 pi R squared will produce this for you. Simple. But if there are 3 or more steps, 3 or more distance, then you have to make sure